I know it's surprising that some kid on the internet who draws on whiteboards for content doesn't seem like the biggest sports player, but let me just tell you something. You're right. I like sports, sort of, so we're gonna go through the official canon RamenSquid sports timeline, with the extended universes included. The first sport I did, just like everybody else, was soccer, and I think it's great that everybody does it because it really gets you into sports at a young age. So that way, when you're 32, you aren't complaining that your back hurts after you drop your keys and you have to pick them up. All of the teams I was on were pretty standard, but I do have a couple memories. One time, we were the Cobras, and let me just say, we were great. We made it into the playoffs with a shot by yours truly. We made it all the way to the insert local city Little League Soccer finals, and then we lost. But I was 9, it doesn't matter, whatever. But after that, people get competitive, and then they get more competitive, and then you're way over your head. So I quit soccer a few years after that because it was just way too much. Yay, quitting! Another sport I did was karate. Kind of. My school had a karate class that was offered after school, and I sort of liked it, but people became more and more into it, and then... Just kidding. We were 5-year-olds. But it would have been cool if we Cobra Kai'd in first grade, but RamenSquid does not endorse breaking 6-year-old arms. And then just like soccer, people get more competitive, and then this happened. I also played baseball for a while. Nothing really happened, except I was good at catching balls, but I sucked at hitting, so I kinda just quit after a while. Another sport I did was swimming, and let me just say, it was pretty cool. I swam at the local pool from ages 9 through 12. I was alright, and my favorite stroke was breaststroke. I thought it was cool because it looks like a turtle, but I guess it really doesn't, so there goes another happy memory. But the stroke I was so bad at was butterfly. For people who don't know what that is, here's a video because I actually have no idea how to draw that. The arms were fine, but the kicking, ooh boy, that was rough. You had to keep your legs together and bring them up and down like a dolphin. But I was so ridiculously bad at it, I had to come early to work on it, and what I think was super funny was that the teacher had to tie my feet together so they wouldn't come apart. So yeah, I was pretty bad, and then I kind of just quit just like everything else. Now you guys might be thinking, wow, this RamenSquid guy quits a lot. And you're right, but here are some non-quitting stories. At the same time, I was also running. My school had a program where we would run around 2 miles every Wednesday. And at the end of the year, we would run a 5K, which is about 3 miles. And running, I actually kind of liked running, and I still do to this day. Future me, don't quit. And I just want to say, my best ever 3-mile time happened when I was in the 4th grade. I have literally gotten worse over the course of 4 years, and I think that's kind of sad. I also surf, which is super fun, but nothing really interesting has happened, except for the fact that I fell so hard that my board broke in half and I had to put it in the trash can, so I had to pickaxe it into small pieces. And that was very emotionally scarring. Also a sport I do is rock climbing, and that's really fun. It's basically you just try to climb things, and I think the different types of techniques are really cool. But one memory I have is doing one exercise, leg lifts. What you do is lie down and lift your legs up, and that seems pretty easy, but surprise surprise, the 13-year-old who draws on YouTube doesn't have core strength, so I couldn't do it, and this was probably one of the hardest things I have ever done. Another exercise I had to do was jumping jacks, and you might say, well, that's easy, and you're right. But it is some weird rule. I had to do 2,000 jumping jacks, and I did them. So for the entire 45 minutes, I had to do jumping jacks. But it felt good to finish, let me just say. So that's how I wasted an entire hour of my life just jumping. The final sport I did was skiing, and I love skiing. I also got really good at it too. I really love the snow, and it's super fun making your way down hills and mountains, and it's super awesome. And you know what? I'm gonna go on a rant here. I've done so many hard things without falling, almost an entire mountain. And then, the one time I tried one of those metal tube things, I fall and get a concussion. And you might be asking, how? How did that happen? I have no idea. I got knocked unconscious. Overall, I think all of these sports were really influential, and I'll remember each and every one of them. But if you tuned out watching this, here's a brief summary. The moral of the story is do sports or you're going to end up making YouTube videos instead of living your life.